imagine sitting in the desk next to you is somebody who's got an IQ of 12,000.
You mentioned something about artificial intelligence, and that's now become like a crypto in terms of many people firstly are talking about it. Some have invested in it and fully don't understand it still, and the other half are still convinced that it's going to change the world. How do you view AI's impact on the business of investing, and are there any specific sectors where you see it creating most value for investors?
Well, AI is new for most people, starting with ChatGPT, where you realize you actually could send a clever birthday card without writing it yourself. um, that was like some kind of infinitesimally small appetizer for the main meal. And I've been involved with AI since 2015, and at that point, hardly anybody knew what was going on, including me. I found out from Jack Ma because we're on a board together in China, and we were going to see one of the leaders of China. So they put us all on buses, and he described what was going to happen in the future, and it was so exciting. I couldn't believe it. I mean, sort of 3 times faster drug development, approvals and pipeline, and huge breakthroughs in individual education, which could affect a country, particularly like India, where you have a lot of people who don't have good education and don't have financial resources. All you need is a smartphone. And at some point, there'll be individual programming just for you so you can learn. Anyhow, I talked to the president of MIT, who was a friend of mine, who said Jack was underestimating. So imagine sitting in the desk next to you is somebody who's got an IQ of 12,000. I mean, instead of having somebody do research for you on something that would take them weeks, you get it in less than 5 minutes. I mean, there's going to be enormous change over time in the management of companies. There'll be certain, functions that'll be just completely automated. They'll be using AI to help enhance revenue with interesting ideas. You'll have all kinds of crazy issues, of AI imitating human behavior. And there'll be issues with AI on, sort of difficulties. One will be involving criminals. Criminals are, for the most part, not smart. Imagine criminals using mature AI. They don't have to be stupid anymore. That's a bad outcome, right? Rogue states using the power of AI is a very bad outcome compared to the way the world is today. So there are a lot of ethical issues. Next 10 years, the slowest part won't be developing the applications. It'll be building the data centers, because you can't have AI without data centers. And it takes longer to build that stuff, get permitted, have the supply chain stand up. But within 10 years, I mean, one of my friends who's won a Nobel Prize in this area told me in 5 years, we're going to have artificial general intelligence, which is a step function above anything we were currently thinking. 5 years, 7 years, that's nothing. So strap yourself in, because it's not just for your grandchildren or your children. And it's going to be very exciting. And there are all kinds of opportunities that come from this investment-wise. Probably the biggest is the shortage of electricity because the data centers eat so much power that most of the developed world where they put these things will be theoretically out of electricity in 4 to 5 years. That's like, what? Now, that will change somewhat as a function of whether they can design new semiconductors that don't use as much energy. But the fact that you can even say out loud that you could run out of electricity is like pretty scary, which will create enormous investment opportunities to solve that problem.